Hi, so I'm Sam Kennedy and I'm here today to talk to you about my campaign proposal for WWF-US. I'm going to have to keep disappearing off screen because I'm live editing all of this. So here we go. Here is just a quick breakdown of the agenda. First of all, we're going to be looking through the external and internal analysis, and then we'll be looking at my creative proposal and then the post-evaluative points. The objectives. These are the objectives that you gave me in the creative brief. The first one is to position WWF as the #1 authority on the Big Six. We're going to do this through informing. The second objective is to inform and increase millennials' interest in information within 3 months of the campaign being released. This highlights the target demographic for this. And the third objective is to directly increase the online financial contribution for WWF as a whole for a 3-month period post-campaign. Okay, and this is my summary of my situational analysis that I have conducted, and these are the main points. The main strengths are that WWF already has a large social media influence, which means that there is a potential for large owned media reach. The size of WWF means that we have potential to change government policies also. The main weaknesses of the current model are that WWF can be perceived as less efficient than specialized NGOs, and this can be because specialized NGOs have a unified clarity in purpose, whereas WWF has a breadth of causes that it works towards, and we should inform consumers on this to work through this. The main opportunities for WWF are that the droughts in LA and current global warming current global warming issues are becoming apparent to people in the US, especially in California and LA with the current droughts that they're experiencing. This can be an opportunity to close the gap between close the dissociative gap between action and consequence that currently exists. And then also we have here the points regarding Netflix as a platform in terms of opportunities. The main threats to WWF's next campaign are the US government stance on global warming, specifically Donald Trump. He has actively spoken out against the concept of global warming. This could be damaging, so we really need to inform people about the facts here to get them off the fence. And then of course the tendency to donate for religion, although we mostly negate this by targeting a millennial audience. Here we have a stakeholder analysis. This is looking at the influence of stakeholders against how they are impacted on. Now, the mainstream media and online influencers will be dealt with through the push aspect of this campaign. The NGO partners and other branches of WWF will be dealt with through the profile aspect of this campaign, and the target audience, general public and local communities, will be satisfied through the pull aspect of this campaign. Here is a perceptual map that graphs perceived value for impact against credibility. Now, you can see here that WWF is very credible based on their long-standing commitment to the environment. But the perceived value for impact is much lower than that of specialist organisations, as I commented on before, due to this issue with unified clarity. So this campaign would be looking to explain what WWF does, therefore increasing perceived value for impact. Here is just a short BCG matrix of the big six. The highlighted areas here are freshwater and food being problem areas for us. So based on this, I decided to do some extra analysis, and I've created a General Electric matrix for this, and we can see that actually all elements, all markets that WWF currently operates in need investment, including food. Like we can't afford to stop focusing on an area at all. And with food being in such a poor market attractiveness state based on the low awareness of the issue in America, we would like to inform on this and increase the market of attractiveness through increased awareness of the issue. Now, this is a standard product life cycle for a NGO campaign, and you'll see here that the decline usually comes from people who were largely donating for the campaign. My proposal looks to increase growth strategy with a one-time investment due to entertainment value and rewatchability of the entertainment piece that I am going to propose to you. Here you'll see the target demographic and the three major groups within the target demographic. You'll see that the takeaway from this really is that the internet is a major source of recreational value and content consumption. So we need to keep looking at this throughout the campaign. And without further ado, I'd like to show you my campaign concept. The title of this campaign will be The Future of Us. You can see the double meaning in the us there, it's US. And this will revolve around a dystopian theme. And the message that we want to get across is that we want people to feel as though they've woken up one morning and things have gone totally wrong. And the way that we will do this, the profile strategy, will be to upload a 6-part miniseries of 10 minutes each of which revolving around one of the big 6 issues. In each episode, that particular issue has gone totally awry, and we're showing life dealing with the consequences of these. And now I'd like to show you a storyboard for the first episode. This episode is called The Arctic Circle. It's based around fresh water, and in this world it's desolate of water. People have totally restricted access to fresh water, and we're exploring the complexities of this. It's going to open up with a mild shock value based on some information that you've already given before you've watched this series. Okay, so scene 1, where it's this male's 25th birthday, and on everyone's 25th birthday they're invited to this resort in the Arctic Circle. It's a paradise. People dream of going there. And now we're starting to understand the complexities, the consequences of life without water. We can see in this next scene that people are actually having to wear gas masks just to compensate for the dry air and dust, and it's a major health concern within this world. And this here is a transitional scene. We'll be looking at the environment, the current environment that they're living in. There'll be some dialogue explaining what life's like. And now they're arriving to this paradise. They've never seen a body of water this large ever. And now in this next scene, they're actually getting briefed at the paradise, where they're explaining that none of this is actually real. The world doesn't have these resources anymore. And then the final scene is a commentary on the social climate, which is ignorance is bliss. They're carrying on as if they didn't have that brief, and they think it still exists. Now you'll see scrolling of some facts at the end of the episode, which will be research specifically. It'll also be the the logo of the partnership, the research partnership, and that's important to show because it will increase the perception of value, because people will see that we actually work with other NGOs to achieve our goals. And it will end with a call to action, which will be the website title. And here's just a quick breakdown of the episodes. You'll see here that episode 6, hashtag WTF, WWF stands out. I'll come back to this at a later point. And the platform, this is the pull. Of course we're going to use Netflix for this. Netflix has a massive millennial user base. Has a massive millennial user base with more people now watching within the target demographic, more people actually watching Netflix than cable. And the target demographic also perceive Netflix to have a higher quality of content. So we'd be looking to get this show branded a Netflix original. And this slide is the concept for the website. It's actually based on the layout of the current WWF website, with a total dystopian twist on it. You'll see a glitch between the current website and this website. That's just to highlight this whole thing's gone awry. You'll see here that this will be a platform to bring together all the facts and behind the scenes for the episode. There'll also be 2 calls to action. That big orange button there will redirect to the official portal for donations. These links here will be for the WWF Poland campaign, which is included in the pack, and down at the bottom here you can get information for all of the episodes. Now the event, the push aspect of the campaign, we want to invite the top 40 US creators to an LA event, which will be the premiere of the series. You can see here that the event's going to be split into 7 rooms, each room showing an episode. This was all broken down in the pack in greater detail for you. We will expand the earned media through inviting journalists to this event. We expect to increase reach that way. The budget. So Netflix are going to provide a negotiated amount for the production budget, but we can't actually expect this to cover the entire production cost. Based on estimates, the campaign is expected to cost around $2.4 million for production, and the event is estimated to cost around $40,000. But I'm sure you're thinking that I'm crazy right now, because you've given me a budget of $650,000, and how am I gonna, that it doesn't quite add up. So I'd like to bring to you the final element of the campaign, episode 7. Episode 7, Utopia, a world gone right, a world where all of the sustainable brands have come together to create this perfect, idyllic world. We will gain sponsors for this episode, brands that are sustainable, corporate partners, and we can expect between $50,000 and $500,000 per product placement in the video. And here are some of the corporate partners and target brands. Like, you can imagine how much someone would pay to be involved in something that put them out there as a world-leading sustainable brand. And as you can see, the main target here is Tesla. Tesla has a follower base that is largely millennial, due to Elon Musk's popularity within the millennial target demographic. Yeah. And now the social media aspect. The competition will run across WWF social media for episodes 4 and 5 concept art. This is to give back to the creative community, and this is explained better in the pack. Trailer 1 and 2 are posted across WWF social platforms, with the target of these actually being posted on sponsor brand social platforms simultaneously. You can see here how the reach is calculated, and you'll see a better breakdown of the reach and budget in the pack, including estimated advertising value of this reach. Hashtag WTF WWF will be the trending hashtag for the campaign. It's going to provide some shock value for Twitter users. They might see it trending and they'd be like, what's going on there? And then they click on it and they see all of these positives about the campaign, and that'll negate some cost of paid Twitter trends. Here, the earned media aspect, as I've explained, we'd be inviting journalists. We'd expect them to create follow-up pieces for their own content purposes, maybe reviews, etc. And this would be expected to be on digital platforms, which is where the millennial user base consumes content. Now, the pre-evaluation here. We need to negotiate with Netflix and sponsor brands first. We need to discuss GRP, because this is often very internal for social channels for these brands. And we need to begin researching the facts surrounding each episode. The post-evaluation here, we'll be looking at online analytics majoritively, average Netflix viewing figures, so we can have estimates for reach there, levels of donation and frequency, also perception surveys, like do people know who the big six are at this point? It's very important to find this out. And you'll see in the schedule breakdown, these are the things in the run-up to the release of the campaign. And these are the things, the post-evaluative points for afterwards, and this is included in the pack for you. It also includes future plans there. Now, future plans. We'd be looking to release fundraising packs based on the campaign, and this must come afterwards because it'll be based on the post-evaluative points. And the next future plan would be to roll out the Netflix series to other platforms.